What's good, people? Welcome to another episode of The Rec.
Yep.
The NBA, man. The time is now, old man. Word to my man from Malcolm in the Middle. The future is now, old man. First we saw Ja Morant take out Steph, and now we see Devin Booker and the Suns take out LeBron. But before we get onto that, I'm going to introduce everyone that's jumping on right now. First of all, we've got Lonzo Ball, the fourth Ball brother, James. James, how are you, bro?
Oh, get Kyle Kuzma out of LA.
Get him out.
Get him out. Get him out.
In Louisiana, bro.
You know what's his name, Moreno, and he was like, Manchester United, get out. That's how I feel about Kyle Kuzma. Get him out immediately. Get him out of LA. I don't even want him in Sacramento. Get him out.
I was going to say, get
him out. No, get him out.
Also joining us on the rec, we have Richie Rich, the Westbrook stan. What are you saying, bro?
There's no Westbrook propaganda today. It's all about pushing that. Please run from the grind. Run. All agenda aside, I'm telling you, Lillard has to run from the grind. I've seen enough. Well, anyways, we'll get to that.
We'll get to you and your Dame Lillard agenda. Another person with a Dame Lillard agenda, you might know him as the Brown Bayless. Abbas, what are you saying, bro?
I'm good. Like I said off air as well, Dame dollars like crypto, it's gone down. Same with his stocks.
Bro, it's all this Dame Lillard slander. Just
the slander, exactly.
Not even 2 minutes into the video, bro. But last but not least, we've got the co-founder of Undiluted Media, Sam. Sam, how are you, bro?
Yeah, we good, man. We out here, man. We good.
That's good, man. All right, boys. As I said at the start, man, the future is now. We've seen Ja take out, even though Ja's out, we saw Ja take out Steph. Now we've seen Devin Booker and the Suns, the Phoenix Suns, take out LeBron James and the Lakers. And for the first time since 2010, there's no LeBron or Steph Curry in the finals. Now, first of all, I want to get onto Abbas, because Abbas, you said on our pod, quick shout out to the pod if you want to listen to it on Spotify and Apple, #the.zoneldn. But you said on the podcast that LeBron's getting old. We know he's 36. Supreme Dreams has told us he's 36. We know. And he can't do this forever. I want to say right now you're looking like you're right. I'll get onto the context and we'll look at the game more deep. But looking at it now, guys, I'm going to ask a question to everyone as well. Is this the decline of LeBron James? I'm not going to say I don't think he's finished. I don't think he's finished. Let's be rational here. But is this the decline? This is the first time he's ever been bounced out in the first round. He's now 14-1 in the first round. That record that he had over Jordan is now gone. So, guys, I want to ask, is this the start of the end for LeBron James? Is Father Time going to finally catch up to him?
No.
Yeah, but I'll let you guys go before it's over.
First of all, I'll agree with James in it that obviously Kuzma has to go. Like, I've seen enough. I've seen enough from that guy to know. One time he drops 30 points. The next 2 games he's there throwing off the dashboard. Like, I don't know what he's doing. He plays like he dresses in it. Like, but it's not really his fault that they got eliminated, because when you be realistic, it's just all about injuries. Like, the Lakers had too many injuries that they couldn't overcome a Suns that were really good the whole year. You speak of LeBron, his ankle wasn't as good. It wasn't fully fit. AD, he couldn't stay fit. KCP, he couldn't stay fit either. So when you put that many injuries, I can't say it's because of players like Kyle Kuzma is the reason why they lost or there's a decline. Like any player, whether you're at the beginning of your career or you're at the end of your career, injuries are going to affect the way you play. And now the Lakers are going to have a good off-season that they're going to recover. I remember as well, LeBron was the leading MVP candidate before he got injured. You just don't go from that to just start having a rapid decline, if you get what I mean. So I think when he comes back next season fully fit, he's going to stay as the best player in the league for another season. That's for me personally. There's no decline.
So this is what I mean by LeBron decline. And I compare it to Brady and a few others. His decline is basically going to be, you're not going to see that LeBron James. You're not going to see a 2K LeBron take over James anymore. Everyone kept saying on Twitter, we're waiting for the LeBron game. And throughout the entire series, you never saw a LeBron game. And on your guys' point, with his injury, this is what I mean. That's going to actually add to my point of him declining, because he's not going to ever fully recover to the point where you see explosive LeBron. You're still going to get certain numbers, but if I was to tell you LeBron James had 29 points, you'd think for a normal player, that's a good thing. But in a LeBron takeover game where his team's online, you're expecting him to go for 35, 40 even, and actually take the game. And he couldn't do that. And you got to remember, in that game as well, CP3 was also out for a while as well. I'm not saying LeBron James is going to decline to the point where he's going to be an average player. He will still be significantly better than a lot of the league, but he's not going to be a top 5 player anymore. And that's okay because he's old. It's just people are changed.
How does this make sense?
You know, I was with you until you said he's not going to be a top 5 player anymore. You had
When
me.
would he not be a top 5
You
player?
always had me in the first half. I'm not going to lie.
I will give you at least right now, anyway, without next season starting, 3 players that are comfortably better than LeBron James.
Who's comfortably?
But the thing is, like everyone's getting at LeBron here, yeah. In that situation, yeah, if you took out LeBron and put someone else there, who's gonna get that team over the hump? Because that team was
do that.
That team was bad anyway. You got Schroeder putting up donuts. You got Kuzma putting up donuts. You got who else is there? Like you got Drummond.
You guys are
big penguin doing what? So
No, we're not.
I don't think you can blame on LeBron. I just think
my point is, if LeBron is the LeBron that everyone is used to, bro, just think about it. He took 2 games with Delhi as his point guard off the Warriors. You think
he still lost though?
No, but
So that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant though.
No.
That Warriors team was better than the What I'm saying is, LeBron James isn't going to be able to do stuff by himself anymore, which basically means the LeBron that everybody knows is going to go down, which is fine.
My question is, if LeBron was healthy, because as I said, he was an MVP candidate before he went down.
Mm-hmm.
So if he was healthy, would he be able to give you that production?
See, this is what I'm saying. If he was healthy, but he wasn't. Now, this is what I'm saying. Because he wasn't healthy this season, as much as people want to believe, remember he's going to be 37 next season. That injury and his recuperation and everything, and his likelihood of more injuries with the style of play is going to get higher.
Yeah,
but didn't KD come back from a mad injury?
Yeah.
Kevin's not 27. He's not 23.
LeBron will do this anyway. He spends 1.5 M's on fitness, so this is something light. Obviously, him coming out so early is going to give him a proper off season. He's not going to do the Olympics. He's going to chill, watch Space Jam 2, and then hit the gym and do his thing. And he's going to come back better than ever because he's never had an off season where he's have time to recuperate and come back like this.
Respectfully, as much as we want LeBron to come back better than ever, like I said, there's 3 guys already just comfortably better than him already. Durant,
one,
Kawhi.
No, don't put Kawhi, please. Don't do that.
Man said Kawhi. Nah, no.
And Giannis. 3 already better.
A man that doesn't have a 3-point shot.
I was
Not Kawhi.
I was with you, and I get what you're trying to say because
what makes them better? What makes them better if they couldn't do the same thing?
Yeah,
everyone knows this Lakers team is AD and LeBron.
That's the point. Yeah.
But we've known LeBron. This is what I'm saying. We've known LeBron has also been that guy to be able to.
You can't do it alone. Not with this Lakers team. The Cleveland team was better than this team.
Yeah, we said this on the pod the other day, me and James.
Your concept of take LeBron out, put another player in, can they do anything? Is my way of saying to you, in past teams that have been bummy teams, right? If you would take LeBron
as this team,
but not as bummy as this team.
This team threw away everything for AD. So if AD's not there, you have nothing.
I won't lie to you. I don't even think this team was rubbish. I said I think everything. This team
couldn't get past Miami last year in the finals without AD.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Couldn't get past them.
Injuries, like you can't say the team is called this and that because if you're taking like player for player, I think the construction of this team was better than last season. So and remember they were like I think 19-5 or something like that to begin the season. So it was all about when it has so many injuries and there's chemistry. This is what happens. So. And then when you're going to have this long off season to rest up, they're going to come back even stronger next season. They'll be hungrier because they're not defending champs anymore. So you can't say there's going to be one drastic decline or LeBron isn't going to get fit anymore. Like
what we've got to take in, is the context of this series, right? AD is LeBron has practically AD's missed half a season, right? When we deep it, AD's played what 20, 30 something games this season. LeBron missed a lot of the season, and AD, bro, everyone's had a great. We've all played sports, yeah. You're not playing with a groin injury, bro. Do you know how hard it is to play with a groin injury? You're not doing it, right? And we've got to realize with this LeBron, now he's summer's off. He can go recuperate, as Sam said, go watch Space Jam 2, go to Cancun, go with the Banana Boat crew, go recruit Steph Curry, go Tampa. He can do whatever he wants because right now, remember when they won the finals last year, from when they started this season, it was only 76 days, bro. This brother's 36 with only 76 days rest, and then he's going to play into another season. Of course, he's going to get injured. So I kind of get where Abbas is saying that I don't think right now. Listen, no one can beat Father Time, whether we like it or not. Maybe Tom Brady's got Father Time by the neck right now, but no one's going to beat Father Time.
It's just like how he's not Miami LeBron anymore.
Yeah,
he's playing
Miami LeBron. We're not going to see, but we're still going to see a dominant LeBron in some aspects. His game is going to change with his body. His basketball IQ is second to none. But we're just not going to see that LeBron where he's like, you in trouble. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to see that LeBron where with the evil glare or Master LeBron. We're not going to see that anymore. But we're still going to see a healthy LeBron and a healthy AD.
No, that's my point.
As Richard said, they were league MVPs. He was practically. We even said it on the rec that he was right now the league MVP. So I know, yes, and we've got to realize, when LeBron and AD got injured, bro, the Lakers were a 7th seed, and we still had them in the favorite. When have we ever had a 7th seed over the second?
This is my point.
As the favorites, because of one man, because of LeBron.
No, you're right.
We're gonna think, the 7th seed going to beat the 2nd seed. Everyone's thinking, what the hell? But it's only because LeBron was there. We still thought,
even LeBron was the playoffs last season. You're going to get that next season.
No, this is the point. My point isn't that you're not going to get LeBron. My point is eventually everyone will see that he's not that guy next season because the expectation is too much. What I'm trying to say is a lot of people regress to the idea that a LeBron playoff game, or you're down 3-2, game 6, LeBron's not going to get eliminated. Slowly, what will happen is you're going to actually start believing that, wait a minute, this Lakers team, even with LeBron, they could lose. Because I just kept seeing, it's game 6, but LeBron's not going to let them lose at home. And I kept thinking to myself, wait, they've not been good the whole series anyway. The only time they've been good is when Chris Paul's been out. So why am I still putting faith in a LeBron James who's produced solid numbers?
But
some of them
I hear that, Abbas, but you're talking like the team that he's going to play next season is going to be this team that he just went out with. So at the end of the day, like Tony's always said, it's Father Time. So I don't expect LeBron to get better with age. I expect him to regress and go a bit backwards. But the team that's going to be assembled and having AD next season is going to be a completely different outlook. So what we're looking at is something different because we're talking like LeBron's going to have this team and go into the season with this dead team and no AD. And then we expect them to win. No, he's going to have AD. They're going to make some changes. I don't think they're giving Schroeder another contract. They'll probably find another second or third piece to bring in and be better. So I just think what we're talking about is kind of ifs and buts because the team that's going to be assembled is not going to be the team that just lost anyway. AD is going to be in there, which is going to be a different factor. So I still think we're going to see a productive LeBron.
I can't trust AD to be healthy anyway. Like, I always said about the Clippers to the Lakers, I said the Clippers this year would be a failed experiment if they didn't win a championship, whereas the Lakers were last year because of AD's contract. We've now signed him to a bigger contract, meaning he's stuck with us. I can't trust Anthony Davis's health anyway, and it's literally just been proven. The fact that he was out and he was meant to be, eventually you are meant to take this team that LeBron has, you're meant to be the A guy. And right now, you don't look like the A guy because you can't stay healthy. And if you're still telling me a 37-year-old guy at the end of the season is your A guy in your team, the shape of your team is actually pretty poor than a lot of people allow you to believe. You're just taking up the brand. If you break it up,
it's not just any it's LeBron. Like the LeBron you saw in 2020 that won Finals MVP, I guarantee that's the same LeBron you're going to see next season. I believe even if AD was still out, I would still believe if LeBron was fully fit in this series, Lakers will still win, but just because of playoff LeBron. But we couldn't get playoff LeBron simply because of the ankle. You can't tell me he's going to go into the next season with the same ankle sprain. Like he's going to be fully healthy. He'll be ready to go, and he will still be the best player in the league. I believe so. That rubbish you told me earlier about Giannis, KD, and Kawhi, I'm not buying it.
Listen, he's in takeover mode right now when it comes to this series. Kawhi Leonard, Game 6, takeover mode. Where was LeBron in takeover?
You can't say that because the first two, KD, Kawhi was doing nothing. He was quiet. He didn't want to smoke with Doncic.
Yeah, exactly.
That is so fickle. That is so fickle. They shouldn't even be in this situation with the Mavs. You're talking about Kawhi. Yeah. Why is this situation?
Why is there Game 6?
And if he was really taking over, why didn't you just do it?
He took everyone in 5 games.
And can you trust Kawhi in a Game 7? Can you trust Kawhi in a Game 7?
Trust Kawhi Leonard
in a Game 7.
Yeah,
we've seen Kawhi hit a crazy Game 7 shot though. Deep it.
But that was in Toronto.
That was Raptors.
Most recently.
But we saw them last. We saw them last season against the Nuggets, and what did they do? So yeah.
Nah. See,
they were 3-1 up, and again,
3-1 up. Yeah.
Last season, I never said they were a failure. This season, if they don't make the NBA Finals, I'll say it's a failure experiment. Whereas last year, I understood because they never actually had their team properly play together. So this year, it's a bit.
They load managed. That's their fault.
So if you say that, so then what's the expectation for the Nets then? Because you can give the same example, the same explanation for the Nets though. So if they get knocked out now, what? If they lose to Milwaukee, is that a failure of a season? Yes, they expect to get to the finals at least. Eastern Conference minimum.
Anything that's not a championship is a failure for me, anyways.
No, see, I don't believe that. I believe again in Brooklyn, within 2 years, if they don't win a championship, it's not in their hands anymore because Kyrie and Durant's contracts allow them to make their own decisions a bit. So then it's a failure. Whereas this season, again, I've been consistent. If the Nets do not win the championship, the media is going to straight away say it's a failure of a season. Whereas I'm going to turn around and say, no. And as for LeBron,
the pieces we added.
If you're really saying KD is the best player in the league, then the championship or bust.
Yes, look, he has everything. How is it not? How are they allowed to not lose? If they lose, it's awful. It's a train crash. What's the point of having the best players and not winning? Yeah, next year. No, this is why you have the best players. This is why you give everything.
LeBron 2011, that was a failure when they lost to the Mavs.
Yeah,
it was.
You said LeBron in Miami was a failure then overall.
Second?
Was LeBron a failure in Miami?
No, it wasn't a failure, but we expected more. It wasn't a failure, but we expected more.
But the wrong thing is that
you're going to get right. You're not going to automatically get championships every single season. He's going to be there. He will mess up.
Yeah, it's true.
He went to 4 finals though. So
I won't be surprised if Kevin Durant does that. But as for LeBron this year, though, I hope he rests up. But do not be surprised if come next year, clip this, he's going to get another big injury next year as well. I will not be surprised.
Just
this was a freak one though. The guy just rolled over his ankle.
Yeah.
That was
and he's in the East. There's only one freak, and that's in the East. This wasn't a freak accident injury. This was
only one freak, and he's in the East.
That's what you did there.
PR for Giannis, man.
Honestly, but Giannis PR. Who would have thought?
All right, all business inquiries hit of us.
All right, let's get on to. I know Richard and Abbas are ready for this one. Let's get on to Dame Dollar. Dame Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers have been knocked out. And for the first time, what did he first put on Insta? He put a Nipsey quote, didn't he? Quoting Nipsey like he's one Tumblr brother, and saying the first time ever, it looks like Dame has said, you know what? Because Dame has always been, I want to bring a championship to Portland, but now I think he's being realistic. So, guys, I want to ask: does Dame Lillard leave this season? If not, where does he go? Or if he does, where does he go?
You see, I've got a question in it. Because obviously,
no, you ain't got a question. You got an agenda, but go on.
No, I've got a question because obviously, without mentioning names, I know another point guard that has been knocked out of the first round 4 times in 5 years, innit? And you guys told me that he's a stat pad though because of all these triple doubles don't contribute to winning. Now my question is Dame Lillard, he's put up all these amazing numbers in regular season. He got swept by Golden State in 2017, understandable. Got swept by Pelicans. Got swept the next year by Golden State without KD. is he a stat padder because he's been out of the first round 4 times in
No.
the last 5 years?
No,
I just
because
He went to the Western Conference
man.
final and he's won.
So again,
Exactly.
When has Russ got to the finals without KD?
Russ has been to 4 conference finals. I'm not here to pick out who you've played with and who you haven't played.
I'm saying without KD though. So
Without
take away the
KD.
KD situation. When has he been to the finals? He had James Harden. He still couldn't get to the finals. He got bounced in the second round.
And Dame Lillard is the number one option on the team. When has Russ ever been a number one option and got past the first round?
Well, as I said, 2016, you could argue he was the best player that season in 2016. Better than KD. What I'm saying, he's finished high in the MVP race.
He's not better than KD.
Second? No, he's not better than KD. I'm saying if you just take a one season only, he played better than KD. So if you ask me, he led that 2016 team to the conference finals. But I'm not here to speak about Westbrook. I'm just asking because I've seen Curry do it, that he's been able to carry teams to the final. Even the one you're talking about where he carried Portland to the conference finals, he got them past Westbrook and Paul George. But in the Nuggets series, it was a bit average. It was CJ that did most of the carrying that got into the conference finals, and then both of them played average. But when it got swept to Golden State, so I'm asking is why do we still give him Michael Jordan praise when he's not doing Michael Jordan stuff?
He's second option, CJ McCollum. Like
with that, bro, for years I heard CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard was one of the best backcourts in the league.
People were saying that to make conversation, but that's not true because they're not great defenders. It's not like you got Steph Curry and Clay can defend 1 to 3. Like CJ McCollum can't guard no one, and Dave's not really a great defender either. So that was just an agenda that people had so they can have a conversation. But we knew that wasn't the case. But I'm just saying his second option has been CJ. Third option has been who? Nurkic or whatever. Nurkic. And so I think Dame's done his best what he can do at Portland. I think it is time to move on, but I don't think he's going to move this season. 1, because of his contract. 2, they're going to get a new coach, so he'll probably see how that goes there. But after this season, I think he'll try and get a move to like LA or big market, to be fair.
You think Portland would let him leave? Because he has like 4 years left in his contract.
But that's what I said after this year, like once he said, look, I've given you 10 years, I've been in the league for how long? We're not doing nothing. Like in terms of management, we have made poor decisions in terms of drafting players. It's hard to get players to Portland. I've given you everything. Just look, do me a solid and let me, just trade me somewhere else, innit? That's what I think is gonna happen. Because this year, I don't think it's gonna run his contract. I think he's got 4 years, 198 million. That's crazy to get the numbers. You're gonna have to trade your whole team to get him. So I don't think this season anyway, he'll be leaving. Next season, most likely.
I can't lie. For me, if he moves, then he's just like a normal point guard. The same point guard that everyone criticizes for moving, you now have to criticize him, especially if he puts up numbers and he starts losing. The reason he's actually got the pass is because he's been loyal to Portland. When he's had options, I guess when his contracts come up or whenever it's been where people have wanted to trade for him, but he's obviously rejected to stay loyal to Portland. If he now forces a move, he has to get the same stake eyes on him as you do with every other point guard. Because right now he gets the pass. Like I even tweeted it. He's been knocked out of the first round. But again, I'm just hearing about the fact that he put on a 50-point game. And that's an amazing thing in a loss. Because we got to remember also in game 6, Portland had a lead and Denver came back and won. In Portland,
like 1 from 8, like the second off or something.
Yeah. So if anything, Portland choked a game where they had to play for survival. So you can even add a bit of a choker element to Damian Lillard.
Chill.
Because that's literally just what's happened. That has literally just happened.
I know you lot tried to compare him to Westbrook because of what NBA Twitter has done, yeah.
No, NBA Twitter is not.
I'm not saying Lillard stand, but I know I test, yeah. I see this guy, and I know that in a right team, bro, he's capable of putting teams on his back. And I'm not comparing him to Westbrook, but he's someone that deserves more than this. Let's be honest.
100.
Like we've seen him put Portland on his back for years. Portland haven't been decent since they had LaMarcus Aldridge and them mans, in my opinion. Like, fair enough, CJ McCollum, Melo, second round at best. I even remember when Bleacher Report done Game of Zones. Then when they put Dame Lillard on there, he was like, "Don't worry, I can teach you." He was talking to the Timberwolves, and he said, "I can teach you to get to the second round." And that's about it. So he's been the second round merchant from then. So it's Portland. It's not a big market. There's
this is his fault, though. That's his fault.
West, yeah, it's no. I agree. It's his fault.
No one forced him.
It's hard to get. It's hard to get out of the West, man. It's hard to get out of the West. So
no one forced him to send that contract.
No, of course he didn't. He thought he could, and now he's realizing he can't. It happens.
He's just not the guy. He, as a point guard, he's just not the guy.
Okay, you know what? All of
you have to do what though? Because what is another point guard going to do in that Portland team?
True.
Well, that's why he has to leave, isn't it? You have to understand. It's like it's being long. He's being long. He's thinking that the world's gonna move to Portland. They're not. No one's gonna go to Portland. He needs to leave. Harden was at the Rockets. Harden weren't working for him, so Harden left.
Because
the best thing for him to do is leave.
Like probably wasting his talents in Portland. Like, and so the gender side he needs, because you can't drop 55 points. He did come up clutch twice in Game 5 as well to take it to overtime and then double overtime.
You should have double overtime, bro. Double overtime.
Then you've got CJ stepping out of bounds. You've got Robert Covington can't make a dunk. Like, I was actually sad for him that game.
Exactly.
I couldn't laugh. I was sad for him that game. But saying that, I mean, it's just proof he's not a number one guy. Like, if you're talking about championships, he probably can't be the best player on a championship winning team. He needs someone either on his level or better. It's just the market. Where's he gonna go? Like, unless he can package something, because Michael Jordan was right not to give him that contract. So if they can package some like Kemba deal and some draft picks or something, but like Lillard needs to get out there, or he's just wasting his career at this point.
I mean, this is the thing. There is the Laker market, especially if he doesn't go this season, he goes next season. Then you look at LeBron's contract. I don't know if he's got 1 year out, so he can even opt out as well. And that allows him to go there. But then what are you playing with then? Because you're going to have a very old man LeBron. I know we had the conversation, but you will have a very old man LeBron. And I'm sorry, 37, 38 then, that's it. Like, don't put him in a top 10 conversation. So you've got LeBron there. AD, I don't trust his health. Again, then you'll have a lot of the stuff on Damian. And Lillard's not exactly young. Like, I think people don't realize that. Is this his second or third contract?
I think it's his third. I think he's like hard. They just keep on like reeing up. Just keep on reeing up.
So you've got to look at it from that point. Like, he's not exactly young as well. And he's not the main guy. He's not a guy when it comes to carrying a team. There's literally a handful of people that can do that job. And everyone else is either a solid A1 underneath or a B guy. And that's what Dame Lillard did. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just think for me, he's left it a little too late to really be able to push for a move. Because if you look, Brooklyn are set. The Clippers are kind of set. Depending on what Kawhi does next year, I personally think he would resign. The only thing I'm looking at is maybe Miami, because you've got somebody there to score that helps with Butler, and they both got that similar intensity type of thing. It's not going to work in Washington. Milwaukee, I like Milwaukee how they set up personally right now. Anyway, if you really look at it, the Stars have their partner really with them. So Damian Lillard's kind of running out of option unless he does the one thing he doesn't ever want to. He's been criticizing people about and builds his own super team, which I personally doubt.
I don't think that, like, even just going through who Abbas was name dropping the teams, like, there's a good shout for Philly, because we don't know how Philly and, for example, Ben Simmons and Embiid is going to match out in it. And I think the Sixers value Embiid over Ben Simmons. And there's something that you could probably package where you give them to Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, a few other pieces, and get Dame Lillard. And I think Joel Embiid and Dame Lillard and a few other pieces in the East, they'll have a good run. I don't know if they'll win it, but I think it'll be a good run.
Would you do that trade if Philly this year make the Eastern Conference Finals? Because how more better can Damian Lillard make them? Because Embiid and Dame together can't beat Brooklyn. Embiid and Dame together, for me, cannot still beat Milwaukee the way they are both constructed. And right now, the path looks like they would probably make an Eastern Conference final because they should beat the Hawks.
But allegedly, they're saying that Embiid's got a torn meniscus, so he might be out for 3 weeks. So if he's out for 3 weeks, the Hawks could do them, to be honest. Because as much as Ben Simmons is my guy, you don't have a jumper.
Yeah,
they're not going to do nothing because what you're relying on Steph Curry to hit 30 every game. He's not his brother. Do you know what I mean? So I think they'll probably give it one more season. If it don't work out, then they got to just forget about trusting the process. Have to blow it up and then pick a side, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, as like Shams has said that several teams are looking at trade offers. I don't think there's going to be a massive trade. I know there's going to be a massive off season this season, but I don't think there's going to be a massive trade for Dame. I feel like, as he said Jason Kidd is the guy he wants. I don't see how Jason Kidd's a better coach than Terry Stotts. Not gonna, why not? But I don't know how Jason Kidd is gonna get him over. I feel like Jason Kidd's just gonna make him a better point guard rather than making the Portland Trailblazers a better team and get over the first round.
Tony, did you see what Stephen A said on First Take? That someone sent him a message saying that there could be a possibility that Portland try and do a trade and get Cat to Portland. I don't know. What do you think about that? Do you think that will make them better having Cat? I don't know if they're going to give away CJ McCollum, but if they got Lillard, CJ, and Cat, how do you man think that works out for Portland?
On paper, yeah, but I still don't think they do anything in the West because Cat is a good center. He can space the floor well. He can shoot, but I don't know. Just this season and just recently with the Timberwolves, anything that has to do with the Timberwolves, I just stay away from. So, like, if you told me a couple of years ago, like Cat with Lillard, that makes sense, and it could still go well. I think Cat will perform better in a decent team, but right now, anything to do with the Timberwolves and any player from the Timberwolves, I just see it. I'm just like, yeah, that's not it. So.
The only thing I'm thinking is, and this is where I'm not going to rate Dame, so don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be like, if he did this, I'd be like, okay, this is kind of cool. If he went to New York, if he'd done some kind of thing where New York get him, because they must have a lot of space, that would be kind of cool. Because they've got D-Rose, but D-Rose still isn't going to be the starting point guard. Because you see what happened when he got inserted in the starting lineup, then there was no scoring from the bench. So you can still put D-Rose back on the bench. But Dame as your starting guard with Julius Randle there as well. That looks a little bit better, but I like Julius Randle as well. Like
after Randle just did in the playoffs.
It's all right.
Randle ain't it, man. Don't you?
Randle is it, but it's just the season. It's okay. My ex-Laker guys, just wait until Ingram gets in the playoffs eventually one day. But that would be all right. I like that because then you're going toe-to-toe with Kyrie straight at each other. I like that.
But they still need another superstar though, because
Lillard
and them guys there, it's not running it for New York.
The only thing I'm going to look at it from Dame's side is your brand of Damian Lillard would be, even though it is pretty big with Adidas and everything, it just skyrockets because
of course,
help New York again get into the playoffs and do
His brand ain't that big. He was the 2K21 cover gen star. He weren't even the next gen star.
That is true. That's also true.
They stuck it on him.
You're right.
Zion been in the league 1 year and he got.
You know how bad that is. You're right.
No, but he's
James.
Current gen. They gave him current gen.
100% right, bro. They gave him like a 3-month cover star. That's how bad James is. I'm sorry, James is right. There's no.
He didn't even get the PS5 version. He got the PS4 version.
There's no helping. Do you know what they've said? Damian Lillard's old news. You're right. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I brought that up. James is right. Damian, I don't know. Just get another in 6 or something from
the run from the grind. I'm telling you. It's the way for the NBA right.
Ring chase. Just ring chase, bro. It's fine. It's not a problem. Just don't demand. Just I don't know. Get a buyout from your contract or something, and just sign a veterans minimum.
I said buyout.
I said no. He's got a veteran minimum. This is a minimum. He ain't 37, bro. Do you know what I mean? Veteran minimum is a bit. He's still a good player. He'll still have one more season. He'll get into the playoffs, and then he'll realize, you know what, I might need to leave, which is fine. Like, it happens, man. It happens. It's very hard to win a championship, bro. It's not easy.
It's true. Ask KD. It's not easy, man.
It's not easy, man.
He finds it easy. It's light work for him. Best player in the league.
KD's my guy, but I'm saying he had to go to the Golden State to get his chip in it. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not easy. If it was that easy, we'd have stayed at OKC and created a dynasty with Russ there. But it wasn't that easy.
It's not easy with Russ.
Ooh. We're not going into this anyways. But hey, but Bradley Beal did say he's recruiting, so who knows what's going to happen in Washington? As long as the trade
next season, yeah.
Second,
7th seed next season.
7th seed. I don't even care anymore, man. Whatever happens, isn't it? I've seen enough of that Washington team. So,
I thought you said I've seen enough of Westbrook.
So no,
I was ready for that, man.
But I don't want to watch on Burton's next season. So either they trade him or they trade Westbrook, but they can't play on the same team next season. But it is what it is.
It is what it is. We'll see. Guys, we're going to wrap it up there. Sam, before I let you go, you know I let guests plug what they have. So feel free, bro, to plug it.
Cool. Yeah, follow us on Instagram, Undiluted Media _ Follow us on Twitter, Undiluted Media 1. What's it called? Subscribe to us on YouTube. Check out every Sundays our Undiluted Football Show hosted by yours truly, Toni. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, man.
Sweet. Guys, thank you for watching another episode of The Rec. You can like, share, subscribe, and subscribe from YouTube. You can follow us at Twitter, the.zoneldn, on Instagram, the.zone_ldn. Until next time, people.